The following program is being funded by the Harmony Hill Performing Arts Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, welcome to the Overall View, the program that lets you see from God's perspective the entire world and how God sees it all. Your hostess for this travel adventure is Josephine Russo, presenting for you the big picture. Because once you see the larger picture, everything else will seem smaller by comparison. May your troubles be few and your vision be large. And now, here's Josephine Russo.
Welcome to an Overall View, Tom Carano. It's a pleasure having you. And before we begin our conversation with Tom, I'd like to thank Peabody Access Telecommunications for this beautiful studio, and Lynn Cam. Hopefully they're going to open soon. The staff of Peabody Access Telecommunications that helps with the show, and the genius of the show, Alfred Nessa, the film producer. So now we'll begin with Tom. You're a resident of Wakefield.
I am.
And this show, Tom, is about ordinary people that do extraordinary things. Would you like to tell us your story?
Sure. Well, in January of 2008, I weighed close to 500 pounds.
Wow, that's a lot of weight.
It's a lot of excess weight.
Yes.
In January 2008, I went to the doctor. I got on the scale and it bottomed out. And they said, well, we got one across the hall. Let's try that one. And that one bottomed out. And they brought a third scale in, and it bottomed out also. So I had no idea how much I weighed. And then the doctor said, Tom, your blood pressure is sky high. Your cholesterol, totally off the chart. You're pre-diabetic, you're soon to be diabetic. So my doctor, she said to me, here's our prescription for blood pressure medicine, here's a prescription for cholesterol medicine, and take this pill right now because I'm worried about you having a stroke on the way home.
Wow.
You know, mostly I was unhappy. I'd get up every morning and I couldn't reach my feet to put my socks on.
Are you a fast food eater?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not
but
anymore.
When you gained the weight, were you?
Yes. And the other thing the doctor said to me, she said to me, Tom, here's a card to a gastrosurgeon because I can help somebody lose 100 pounds, but I can't help somebody lose 200 pounds.
Did you have the surgery?
I did not have surgery.
So what happened?
What happened? Well, I made a commitment to walk every day. I am on no diet. No diet. No set amount of calories. My thinking from the beginning was to eat healthy food and to eat enough of it not to be hungry. My eating habit has not changed since then. I've added foods, and I heard an older gentleman telling how his doctor had him walking in the water.
Oh.
I'm like, my Y has a pool. I'm going to go try that.
Yeah.
And from the get-go, I could walk 20 minutes in the pool. So now I'm doing this 20 minutes on the treadmill, 20 minutes in the pool, and I'm like, the YMCA, they offer classes. They offer water aerobic classes. There was 30, I would have to say, senior women in that pool.
Wow.
And nobody else.
Oh.
And I looked at her and she says, what do you want to do? And I says, well, I'm 500 pounds. I can barely. I don't even know how much I weigh at this point. I can't even walk around the block. I can't.
Yeah.
You know. They're in there. They're doing it. I'm gonna. You know. I got nothing on them, and I got in that water. You know. I think it was a decision. It was a decision that I had to be open.
Yeah.
I had to realize that I'm not.
You made the choice.
I couldn't let pride get in the way.
Right.
You know, and I think that decision was one of the best decisions that I've ever made in my life. Now, after that class, I went to the men's locker room and showered, and a gentleman come by, and he said, "Did you enjoy the water class?" And I said, "Yeah." He says, "I've taken that class." He says, "You know, I've lost 60 pounds."
Wow.
And I was amazed. You know, 60 pounds. It was somebody can lose 60 pounds. You know, and I says, "Yeah, in that water class." He says, "Yeah," and he says, "And I joined this weight support group called TOPS." And I said, "What is TOPS?" And he said, "TOPS is take off pounds sensibly." He says it's kind of like Weight Watchers.
Yeah.
He says, but they don't tell you what to eat, and they don't take all your money. And he was joking, but there was some truth to it. And
Very good.
yeah, and he says, you know, they have a meeting every week. You go in there, they weigh you. And I said, "Oh, they weigh you." I says, "Do they got a scale that can weigh me?" He says, "I know they do." And that was Monday night. Went home. He told me the website, tops.org, and I got on the website and I went to the meeting in the next town over from me. I didn't totally put my pride down, so I went to the meeting that Wednesday night in Reading. I walked into the church, basement of the church, and was greeted by mostly women. You know, and,
Really?
Yeah, mostly women, and very welcomed.
Is it anything like OA that you have a sponsor, or AA? Do you have a sponsor or someone to talk to?
You have somebody to talk to. I wouldn't call it a sponsor, but you know, I think that you do find a role model type of person, somebody that you. Bottom line is, I walked in there. I met a gentleman who had something that I wanted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He
was successful.
He was successful. He showed me that it could be done.
Yeah.
Okay. And he gave.
And that's what we need.
We need, you know, that we're hopeless. We need some faith. You know, and faith in a lot of things. You know, faith in ourselves, faith in God. We need faith in other people. Faith in the process. Faith is very important. And
so would you say that this meeting was almost divine
I think
intervention?
I think it's all divine. I look at it, it's a total
transformation,
blessing, gift. It started with some type of conviction that I wasn't big enough to do the right thing, or I wasn't doing the right thing. I wasn't in harmony with God. Whatever it was, I was not. I was in denial. I was doing things my way.
Yeah.
So that was why aren't I eating? Why can't I eat natural food in its
normal?
Normal. You know what I mean? Why?
Kind of be normal.
Well,
why do culture we live in.
Exactly, but it's
everybody's doing it.
Everybody's doing it, and it's accepted, which scares me.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I'm here
That's
today.
true.
You know, is to the big thing is we're teaching our kids, and I know I'm guilty of it myself, that it's okay to eat McDonald's every day.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not. It's not okay to eat these convenient foods every day.
No.
You know, and I
it's
think
not healthy.
And I think my mother's generation, it may have started with that generation, but I don't think she was raised to think you could eat processed convenient foods every day.
Did you want to show some pictures, Tom?
Sure. Yeah, this is.
Oh my heavens! That's you?
That is me.
Oh wow!
Yeah. And
Wow!
this is me on the cover of Topps magazine. I
Oh.
reached my goal, and I had lost the most weight for anybody
Oh, what a difference! What
for the
a
year in
difference!
the organization, which is,
You
I
wanna
believe,
hold it up?
130,000 members.
Wow!
And
You can really be proud of yourself.
now you were talking about the divine intervention type of thing. If I didn't put my pride down and jump in that pool, I would have never met the gentleman in the locker room
Yeah.
who told me that he had lost weight, and that he told me about Tops.
Yeah.
And then I would have never went to Tops, and I would have never met those
There's
folks.
many avenues of not just Tops. There, you hear people talk. They lost a lot of weight with Weight Watchers,
Sure.
and I would go to OA
Right.
meetings. There's so many avenues if a person chooses to do something.
Right.
But I think the awareness of going to the doctors made you aware that you couldn't be in denial anymore. This weight was affecting your whole life, your health.
Right.
And so, with the loss of the weight, how's your blood pressure? How's your diabetes? You were borderline,
Right.
possibly.
Right. I'm off of all blood pressure medicine. I'm off of all cholesterol medicine. My cholesterol is my bad cholesterol is low. My triglycerides are low. My good cholesterol is high.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I feel great. I take 0 medication. I take a baby aspirin every morning.
Yeah. For the heart.
I eat, as a rule, I eat very healthy, and I do have my exceptions where I will go to McDonald's and I'll have the
Hey,
the
you
Big
can't
Mac.
deny yourself everything.
No, but they're exceptions. They're not rules.
Right, right.
I eat very well. I don't eat cottage cheese and
No.
celery. I eat
Good food.
I eat good food. I take time to prepare it. I respect it. I enjoy it.
And that's part of the battle.
My wife has gained 5 or 6 pounds in this journey. Okay,
Wow.
and eating healthy. So she eats well now too.
Now, can I ask you a rather personal question? Not to embarrass you, but I have a friend that's overweight and had the gastric operation and actually regained some of the weight back. I as an overweight person myself, I believe weight is almost like an addiction of whatever. It's an emotional, psychological, physical problem. That does
I agree.
affect our relationships with other people.
Absolutely.
Now, do you find that now that you're at a more stable, normal weight for your height, your relationships with your wife, your children, other people are better than they were when you were 500 pounds?
I do. I do. And it totally affects your relationships. It affects your self-esteem. When you wake up every morning and you can't reach your feet to put your socks on, and then you look in the mirror, you're not happy with yourself. And that takes that shame takes its
Toll.
Yeah, and it manifests itself in
Many ways.
In many ways, you're hiding from people. You judging people to make yourself feel better. Getting self-righteous. The self-righteous anger. I was tired of that. I wasn't happy with that. And the other thing too is, my children are growing up. My youngest is 19 now. So going a couple of years ago, he was graduating out of school. You know, I told you my wife's in shape. Getting rather personal here. You know, I'm like, well, you know, what's my wife gonna want with a 500-pound man with no kids? You know, that was some
Yeah.
motivation too.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
you know, I showed you the picture of me on my boat.
Yeah.
I couldn't move on my boat. It was,
Yeah.
it was. We got the boat so that we could stay closer as a family, but yet it became a chore for me to just get in and out of it, and that was something that took its toll.
So now that you're...
I have a freedom now. I do
Yeah.
have a freedom.
Does she like it?
Does my wife like what?
You?
She likes me a little better, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not sure she totally likes me yet, but we're working on it. We've been married 29 years now, so
Wonderful.
we've been together close to
God
30.
bless
But
you. God
yeah,
bless you.
yeah.
What advice would you give if you could reach out to a hurting world? That my friend, Bobby, he can't walk a lot because of his health problems. So therefore, exercise is kind of out the window. And like I said, weight gain is psychological, emotional. Do you have any encouragement for him?
Yes. Well, I don't know his health problems, but
He has many.
We're commanded to love ourselves as we love our neighbor.
Yeah.
Okay, and if we're not, a lot of it boils down to time. Okay, to be good to ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, and how we can be good to ourselves is, well, first, my opinion is we wake up every morning, and it's not on our mind, but I think it should be. The first thing we're really concerned about should be, what am I going to eat today? Okay, as a basic human person, we wake up and our biggest need of the day is, how are we going to eat? So let's eat something healthy. Okay, then the next thing, I mean, we have our priorities in life, and you know, we have to keep a
Yeah.
roof over our head. So
Yeah.
so certainly we have to take care of that. And then the next thing is I also believe that we're meant to be part of people. Okay, and that's something that I wasn't doing. That I was isolated. I isolated myself, and being alone is not being good to ourselves either.
No.
Okay, so and if you're alone, how can you be good to your neighbor?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think, and this is getting back to why TOPS has been very good to me. Is it's a fellowship for me. It's a support. We happen to be same-minded. We're sharing the same struggles, obstacles.
Almost like AA, NA, OA, and all the programs that are supposed to help people with their problems, whether it be alcohol, drugs, gambling, overeating.
Right.
So
TOPS
is it
It's
in
not a
any
program.
way a religious kind of thing where the 12 steps are involved?
No. TOPS is basically a place that people go to support each other in weight loss. Okay. TOPS is headquartered out of its headquarters is in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Wisconsin, but there are, I believe, 30,000 chapters in the United States that meet. There's one in my hometown. There's one in
Wakefield.
yeah.
and-
There's one in Peabody. I know. There's I go to the one in Reading. There's chapters in Lynn.
Do you want to give, like, if someone wanted to be in touch with you, to do you have like a website or any kind of or a website for them?
Yeah, the TOPS website is www.tops.org, and they have a meeting locator.
Yeah,
It describes what TOPS is about.
yeah,
There's a couple phone numbers you can call for some regional directors or regional
yeah.
support, and they can get you in the closest meetings
So
at
you
times.
really feel that between one thing and another, the YMCA and the swimming, and the awareness that the doctor said your blood pressure's too high, you couldn't get on a scale. All of these factors really led you to make the decision to do something about your weight.
Yes.
And I think that we need to, I know even myself, we need to make good choices. And the choices that we make with running to, these fast food places are bad choices, especially if it's every day.
Right. And to me, it boils down to I was getting back to the gentleman said, pay yourself first, and,
Yeah.
and then Ben Franklin, and a lot of wise people, we learn these things all out, but we disregard them. Ben Franklin said, a great printer, by the way, he said, time is money, and I honestly believe time is the most valuable thing that we have is time, and then our health, okay,
Yeah.
and then our family,
Yeah.
okay, and then whatever else after that is extra, I guess. But if you have your health and your family, you look around, you see God everywhere. So you get God, health, family. Roof over your head's important too.
And it's very important to be mindful that God, when He created us, He made us in His image.
Perfect.
So when we don't feel good about ourselves, that's not a good thing.
Right.
That takes away from our gifts and our value.
Certainly.
And we are valuable.
And so why not take the time to be good to ourselves, to prepare healthy foods?
Right.
To take the time to get active, take the time to be with people, help people who
Right. Make good choices.
Right, and you're talking about the social part of it. I go to Tops, and I've met some folks who from the minute I walked in loved me, and when I say they loved me, they wanted to edify me, they wanted to help me, they wanted to show me, teach me.
You need fellowship. And I think that whatever you do, whether it be Tops or Weight Watchers or any other kind of thing, do something. And make clear-cut choices that are going to be a step in the right direction.
Right.
Quite a while ago, a lady from church lost a tremendous amount of weight. And she said, Josephine, there's always the why.
Well, I got to say, I still go to water class 3 times a week, and I see people in the water who have all kinds of
Disabilities.
Yeah, and I disabilities, physical ailments
Yeah.
that they cannot do. They can do things in the water that they cannot do
On the
outside
ground,
on
yeah.
the ground, and
Yeah, yeah.
it motivates me. I mean, I see women in their 80s who have
God bless them.
who have physical aches, pains.
Problems.
Some of them really more serious than that. Hip
Yeah.
replacements.
Yeah.
Arthritis.
Yeah.
Some.
But they're still,
They're there every day.
yeah.
They're there every day, and
wonderful.
how myself as a healthy person, what is my
Your
excuse?
face radiates.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Yours too.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And,
You're quite an extraordinary person that has accomplished an extraordinary thing to shed that weight and to keep it off and to keep on the right track.
and thank you. And I've gained more than just losing weight. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I've gained friends at
Yes.
the YMCA. I've gained friends, relationships at Tops. I've gained a freedom to look you in the eye that I may not have done 3 years ago. I'm sitting here in front of a camera, and virtually there's a void in our picture boxes. There's a good 15-year void of pictures of me, you know. And today I just feel blessed and
Your children must be very proud of you.
they are, and they have their way of showing me, but they are, and I'm sure they're less embarrassed. And this is my dad. And
Yeah.
and you
And
know,
your wife.
and my wife too. Yes, my wife
Yeah.
is a big part of it. A lot of help. She's been very supportive. You know, getting back to time, and my message is that I'll never have the 10, 15-year void. I'll never get it back, okay? I'm 47, 30 years. I know there are some 30-year-old people out there, maybe even younger, especially younger, that they might find themselves down the road in the same position as me, as if I only found the easier way then, I wouldn't have missed being able to hip check my son on the hockey or
Yeah.
you
Well,
know,
yesterday's gone, and all we can hope for and pray for is today. That God gives us today, and today I met you, and you encouraged me to maybe try the Y.
Thank you, and I'd like to encourage younger folks to take care of themselves today before they lose all this time that I lost.
We do have children, very young children that are obese.
Absolutely.
And it's terrible.
And they're getting messages where I think 3 weeks ago the government said that pizza is a vegetable in the school now. So they're not. We need to educate young people to how to eat properly and take care of
Right.
themselves. And the other thing is, people don't have to learn by their mistakes. They can learn by my mistake, and they can save themselves years of misery. And
Thank you so much.
my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
It's wonderful having you, Tom Carano,
Thank you.
from Wakefield. This time that we've spent has been well spent. You gave us a lot of information, good information, and I thank you so much for being a guest on an overall view. And you're such an inspiration that what can be done, you know? You didn't give up hope.
No.
God bless. Thank you once again. Okay, Tom, how much did you really lose?
I've lost close to 250 pounds.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Huh?
Oh, wow. Isn't that something?
Yeah, it's about 2 of me can fit in there. And this was tight on me.
Wow.
It was.
preceding program was funded by the Harmony Hill Performing Arts Foundation, serving and protecting creativity throughout the Northeast and the world.